What's up, world? It's your boy Tommy D, that nonprofit sector connector. A bit of a home game, as I like to say. Long Island, baby. Long Island change makers. There's a lot of story. There's like a 3-minute to set up this discussion that I'm going to be having with my guests. So just you and me right now. Here's the deal. Check out the hat. Check out the Horse Ability bracelet. Katie McGowan, my friend, founder of Horse Ability, said to me back in November, Tommy D, I needed to come to this event in the city. She goes, Siegelman Stables and Robbie Siegelman and Horse Ability and a pop-up shop in Manhattan, and I need you there on December 15th. And I said, Katie, for you, the world. And then I spent 3 hours driving into Manhattan, that's what happens in December from Long Island, Manhattan. But I actually had started the Horse Ability board meeting at 4 o'clock and got to the event at 7 o'clock, and that was kind of how that all shook out. But what happens? I get this lid while I'm there, and I met a bunch of new friends. One of them is called Josh Cohen. Shout out to Josh Cohen. And another one is called Jeff On. And this is my friend Jeff On. And we met the event. It was kind of winding down, and I met you by the bar. There was they had some mocktails and things like that. And you actually were there with a colleague of yours. Sure. Harlan.
Harlan.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Harlan.
I didn't know Harlan, though, to be honest with you. But,
yeah.
you know, like wearing the jersey and the hat, I kind of, I'm trying to be like Harlan, because I've now checked out some of his stuff and some of the work he's doing. But I want to hit you with a question right out of the gate, the zinger question, as I say.
Love it. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go there. Fantasy camp, man, Mets fantasy camp. Like what? I've heard of it. I think my Uncle Joe went one time. Tell me about it. What is that? First of all, how do you even get involved?
Fantasy camp is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. My beautiful wife always lets me go every year.
Yeah, so it's not exactly a once-in-a-lifetime, I guess.
Not for me. But for my 40th birthday, she said, go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Try it. But for any Mets fan, it doesn't matter what ability.
Yeah.
It is.
Men, women, like what?
There are women too that play, but mostly men. But
what age? 18 to?
It's 30 to 30 and over.
Okay.
And it's about 120 guys come down for a week. The coaches are former New York Mets players.
Yep.
They draft you after the first day.
But are they scouting you?
They're scouting you. They're watching you. They're seeing you drop a ball. They're crossing you off the list.
Oh man!
It's really kind of a
so you
fun
got
thing.
That's tough because you got your icons going. Oh man, on. Oh.
Yeah. But you're walking around and you're looking at your role models as kids growing up, and and they're keeping you on the field with physical therapists and trainers.
Sure.
And
who's the coolest? Like, what was the one for you? Like year one when you went after your 40th.
Yeah.
And you go like, oh my God.
Oh, I mean, when Doc Gooden walked in, I was blown away. Yeah. And then
you hadn't met him before?
Never met him in person.
See, because I've met him a bunch of times here, because he's a guy he's amongst the community. You can see him at things and stuff, and you see him at the stadium, especially with with the Cohens now. I feel like the guys
they're bringing him back in. They're doing a great job with that.
They really
are. I love that.
Yeah.
Bringing the alumni back. But like, I think it humanizes, and that's even the better part about Doc. He's actually a really nice guy.
He's a great guy.
He's a genuine.
He don't live too far from where I'm at. So so next neighborhood over. So.
But people like Mookie Wilson, and then first night I was there, I saw Turk Wendell, and he was just busting my chops, and he had to drink late night, and it's like these people.
And you end up hanging with these people.
Yeah, I end up hanging with them, and they'll drop me a text on Christmas saying Merry Christmas or Happy Birthday, and
that's
it's like,
wacky though, right? Doesn't that become like kind of crazy?
It's crazy, and really the people you meet there too, that keeps me coming back. It's more like a way to get to see how everyone's doing year after year.
Do you end up getting to like play with the same guys and stuff like that?
Pretty much. I go with my college roommate, so we team up. But
do you go like this? Do you go like when they're picking teams like package deal? You're like.
I think Turk told me to kind of bag it during the tryout to get a lower pick. But
is that right? Well, then you look like a standout.
Yeah.
Right. We didn't expect anything from this guy.
Quiet. I'm always known for being late anyway, so I just roll in and then I get on the team. But no, it's fantastic. It's really just a cool experience for anyone that's never.
What is it, a week or longer than that?
It's 1 week. Yeah. It'll be the best week.
And you go to this is Florida.
Florida, down in the Mets spring training facility down at Port St. Lucie.
Is it costly or what?
It's about $5,000.
Oh, that's not crazy.
It's $5,000.
But I mean, then you got to pay for housing and stuff or that's.
It's roughly around that, and I think
kind of like an all-in.
You could pay a little more for uniforms, and new uniforms are single room, but it's worth it.
Yeah, it sounds like it. That's really cool. So now you say like this is an annual event.
It is now. Yeah, it is now.
Is that like during spring training, like ahead of spring training?
November or January. I think they just moved it to January.
Oh wow, okay.
But cool. it's find a way to get down there. If you're a Mets fan, you have to do it.
You know what? Like my business partner is like a ridiculous. You haven't met him yet, but I was telling him about you yesterday when I was doing something, and because what happens is I get the jerseys and stuff like that, right? Vanguard benefits and stuff. He's like, I guess we got to get a softball team. I said, you want to talk about a softball team? I got to tell you about the New York Rise.
Yeah.
I said, playing in Hofstra this year, and I'm in a room full of people, but I'm like literally looking at my partner going like, I got to tell you the story. And they go, oh, what about you people? Let me tell you the same story. But were you a big athlete? Like, tell me about your background growing up and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's funny, the fantasy camp introduction that you had at the Zinger, like it ties in really well with this, because I think my whole life I've always wanted to be a pro athlete. Yeah. You know, and eventually it hits. Well,
everybody's career ends, right? Does it might end at the Hall of Fame induction, or it might end earlier.
It ended a little earlier for me, but you know, growing up, sports was my life. I was a 3-sport athlete in high school. I wrestled, I played football, and baseball was my favorite sport. I even played soccer, but at some point my father made me focus on school. Traditional Asian parent. Sure. So like, you got to study harder. Of course, I stopped playing soccer. I just play video games instead. I could use your dad to talk to my son right now. Talk about one of my boys. Yeah, needs a little extra But once you pause the sport, and I paused soccer, you kind of lose it. And then I played football my senior and junior year. But baseball was my true passion. I've always wanted to play baseball at the pro level. Growing up, I had my role models. It was Gary Carter, Dwight Gooden, Dallas Strawberry. How old are you? 46 now. Oh, okay. So you're young. So I'm 48. But I don't see like the '86 team. So I'm born in '78. But I'm young. We're young. Like to know that. Like know that. Yeah. Yeah. But you gotta remember, back then that was the entertainment. You turned on the Mets game. There was no YouTube, no iPad, nothing like that. So that was the evening activity for me. Yeah. I mean, I remember. Like I'll tell you. I remember in '86. I remember in my parents' kitchen in Franklin Square. Yeah. A little TV on the kitchen table, like a black and white set that we had. It wasn't the only, I'm not saying that's all we had was that TV, but like that was like dinner or whatever we'd be. And I was little, man. Like I have friends that are 10 years older than you and me that were like, they were at those games and stuff like that, you know? Yeah. I envy them. Me, same. But we're very fortunate where we're at with this team right now, man, with the leadership and everything. It's really exciting. So go back a little bit, because we were on a call the other day, and you know, just like your upbringing and your parents and kind of some of the stuff they instilled in you too, if you could. Yeah, no. So my parents, they wanted me to have a really good education. They worked in a grocery store. I would help them out. Yeah. But for them, it was all about kind of hard work. They worked 7 days a week in Brooklyn. Is that where you grew up in Brooklyn or no? I grew up in Port Washington. Okay. But they were doing the commute. They were hustling out to Brooklyn, and you pretty much. That's where they landed, and they found an opportunity. So they would work from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Wow. 7 days a week. No days off other than, let's say, Halloween. Yeah. Because it was dangerous. Yeah, right. And I really never saw them, so I would only see them at night. You have siblings? I have an older brother. Yeah. So you guys like took care of each other, kind of thing? Pretty much, and it was like the Wild Wild West with me and my brother. How much? He's not that much older. We were young. I mean, I was 8. He was. I mean, it was probably not legal today, the way we were brought up. Yeah. But then my grandmother came in from Korea to feed us, and it was a tough upbringing. It is tough because you don't get to see your parents, but they're hustling to do what they got to do. They're hustling, but I was living in a good neighborhood, and sports was what really kind of kept me around. It gave me a lot of my own independence. I would find a way to get to a sporting event. I would even take my bike to a Little League game. Yeah, that's different, man. Like, I mean, I know it, and maybe with your kids, it's similar. Like, I'm hustling every night, man. Yeah. Like, I'm like, all right, so we got a whiteboard. Yeah. And it's got like 3 months on it. It's in the kitchen. It's like half the wall of the kitchen. And my wife, like, she writes in different colors. You know, like this one has softball, this one has middle school softball, this one. You guys are a team. It's knocking it out. And trying to do the best, but like sometimes things get missed. But I always say, man, like, and I wasn't like, I didn't have that same upbringing. My mom drove us around everywhere. So that's more of a grind and a challenge, just because you were like, if I want to get to this game, nobody's driving to this game. Like, I got to figure it out, right? So, like, that's a different dynamic. It was a different skill set. I would just call my friends and ask if their mom could pick me up. Yeah. When I was like 9 or 10 years old. That was but that's very common. But you know what? That's a bold thing. If my 15-year-old wouldn't ask her friends to do that right now, because they're just strange about it. They don't feel as comfortable. You just were. If you want to get to the game, that was how you had to find a way to man up and ask, right? 100%. I love that, though. That's a big deal. So, do you eventually figure out where you're going to go in life? I mean, you're a CPA, right? So I am a CPA. Yeah. I mean, that's a funny story too. Is like, was accounting what I wanted to do my whole life? Probably not. Yeah. I just know that I had to get a job when I went to college, and I went to Binghamton, and they were known for accounting. Sure. Very high hit rate for getting a job. So there was guys and gals around you who were doing that. And I said, you know what? I got to get a job. Let me just do it. Yeah. I do like the field. I am a CPA. I work in a finance group in the city as well, and. That's what I do for a living, but I'd say the softball thing is an outlet. So we're going to talk. Let's get into that now, since you bring it up, and that's really why we're here. That's where I see you as a Long Island change maker. Is, you know, you're coaching your kids' teams, right? And you are coaching your daughter specifically, and you see that
there's not a lot of female role models for her to look at in different sports and stuff like that, right? So if you had asked her favorite player, she's going to tell you Mets, right?
Right. So tell me Brandon Nimmo from a couple years ago.
Yeah, sure. Right. Yeah. So what happens for you there?
So I you know, and I didn't argue. She's like, "Who's your favorite player?" Brandon Nimmo. I'm like,
that's cool.
Nimmo's great. I like Nimmo too. You know, he hustles down to first base.
Right.
But then I'm thinking, like, why don't you have a female role model in that same sport? And then, so then I started getting her into college softball. So we started watching some college softball. We're actually watching Oklahoma win a championship. Yeah. Because they always seem to be winning. This year they're out. But
I got to interrupt you for 1 second. Like, I don't want to say it's like a guilty pleasure, but like it's one of those things. Women's college softball, dude,
great,
it's great. And I never like thought about it like because it wasn't like I was watching it with one of my kids.
Sure.
But if I'm flicking through and I catch ESPN and it's a game and it's like, I mean, it's a quick game. Right? It's just
they're going
like,
all out.
They are, man.
The action's fast.
And I'm like, holy cow! Like this is a great. And it's never been a thing that I've talked about. You know, like and said. Like I really enjoy this game, but it's a fast-paced game, and they hustle, and it's really great.
Yeah. Anyway, going back to that game, I mean, it really resonated with me because my daughter was a pitcher at the time. She was probably 10.
Yeah.
We're watching one of the Oklahoma pitchers, Giselle Juarez. She was, glasses, big, strong girl. Yeah. She's just firing it in, and she's just awesome. And I'm thinking like, it's a lot like my daughter at that age. Obviously, she's playing at a different level, but I just felt like that was a very cool experience for her to see that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh man, I wish we could see her next year. She graduates.
Right, and that's it. Where did they go at that point, right? From what you could tell.
I believe she probably got a coaching job, or there really wasn't an opportunity to play at the pro level, and so I just felt like that was an issue. And then I got excited when new leagues and new teams started to pop out, and then I inquired about it, and I said, wow, it's exciting. There's a team down in Florida, or there's a new team starting in Oklahoma. Why isn't it coming to New York? And I was a little annoyed it wasn't, or sad it wasn't. But then I was like, you know what? Maybe I can do something about this.
So what was that first initial thing? Like I love the entrepreneurship where you're just like, maybe there's an issue here, there's a problem, there's a challenge, there's an opportunity. Yeah. I'm gonna do something about it.
Someone's got to do it. So I said, you know what? Let me find out more about it. And then, like I say, I do tie this into fantasy camp. Believe it or not. Not only the alumni and the New York Mets players that were there help me out in this venture, but it's also the campers that go there. We're a tight community. We help each other out. Whether it's doing merch, it's helping with the website. Yeah. There's somebody out there for everything.
So you like again, it's like another networking. I'm big on networking. Yeah. So it's just another community that you're a part of. You know that these guys do that, this guy does that. You know, maybe there's some collab.
We all help each other out. Yeah. And it's really kind of a beautiful thing. But how did it all start out is I just kind of started. You ask questions, you know, it's no different than anything else.
Where do you even, I mean, you start, you go right to Google, right?
I went to Google, I went to a website, and I asked about, hey, can I join a league? And there ended up being complications with the league that I was looking into. But then I went to a convention, I went to a draft for a league, and it's just no differently than me and you getting last call drinks at the Sigelman Stable event, but it was more like, hey man, we could really use somebody like you to start a team, and the Oklahoma team actually came out and flew out to me and just gave me the full lowdown of like, here are the economics.
Because they said, this guy's interested, he seems for real.
He seems serious about doing this. Yeah. So they kind of came out and they gave me the full walkthrough of this is what's all, everything that's involved, opened up all their information to me, and we're like, we could use a good person in this league.
Did that, at that part when you start to go, you go, oh man, like this is a huge undertaking.
It's a huge undertaking, but I was so into it.
You are,
I'm so passionate about this sport. Right. And what I'll say is, then I went to the convention, the softball convention that they hold for the coaches. And I'm sitting in a room with 3,000 people. I'm looking around. I think I'm the only Asian male there this room, right?
Mainly women.
Mainly women, male coaches, and I'm thinking, I'm like, am I the right guy in this sport? Yeah. And I felt a little uncomfortable for about 5-10 seconds.
I like that though. That's okay.
And then I'm thinking, like, it's probably the same way most women feel. It's probably the way my daughter or my wife might feel in certain situations. I'm like, for that reason, I'm gonna just do it.
I love that.
Yeah, I was
just
like,
lean in,
let's go.
Make it happen. Yeah. We make it even more fire, even more of a reason to do it.
It's funny. Like you get knocked down and you're like, I got fired up. Like, okay, I can do this. And so.
So how many years where are we at now? Is this the second year or third?
So this is our second year playing, but it took about a year to plan. It took about a year to get like the logo trademarked, some of the planning, kind of lining up the merchandising. There was a lot of prep work that kind of went into it. I would have liked to have gotten into it sooner, but I think there was some complications around the different teams getting together and playing. So that took a little time, but I'm in year 2 now.
All right, so let's set this up. So this is a pro team, right? Plays at Hofstra, right? Travels, so you're traveling around. So you have a home field at Hofstra, right? And you've told me you've got Hofstra's been great and, very accommodating and have a good relationship there. So let's play it out really quick. How big is the roster? How many games you're going to play this season? All that sort of stuff.
All right, so last year we had a roster of 17 full-time players and it ended up being at 18 when the season was done. We played about 22 games.
Okay.
We traveled in 4 different cities, or played in 4 different cities between New York, Oklahoma City, Chattanooga, and down in Bradenton, Florida.
Okay.
This year we've expanded to a 35 games, and we're traveling a bit more.
That's a big
significant bump. Yeah. And then it's kind of a mix between a touring model where we're going to go out to Kansas City. We'll be participating in the Top Gun event, so there'll be 300 youth teams there.
Okay.
And then Kansas City starting to come out with their own pro team called the Monarchs.
Okay.
That's supported by Billy Butler, former Major League Baseball player, and Monica Abbott, who's one of the all-time great pitchers in this game. And then we're going to come back to New York. Along the way, we'll do Oklahoma City, Atlanta.
Do you play series?
We will do series, and then we'll do these tournaments. So
got it. But like you're not playing. You don't go to a city for an individual game, right? You're going to play 3 games.
We'll play a series.
Yeah, got it.
But the 2 tournaments we're going to is Kansas City, and then we're also going out to Colorado.
Yeah. Wow. Have you been to Colorado?
For skiing,
not
for softball. But I'm excited about the Colorado.
Colorado's great, man. Like I don't know if you guys are gonna have the time, but when I've been out there, went to Red Rocks.
Okay.
Oh man. Saw a concert out there. Yeah. Oh, dude. So it's called Reggae on the Rocks, man. There's this group I listened to, Revolution, and then it was just an incredible show, man. You go out there and it's like, sun is shining on the rocks, and then it comes down. It's almost like the red here. The light comes.
Beautiful.
Oh, dude.
It's iconic place to play music.
Dude, it's unbelievable. If you guys get a shot to get out there, check that out.
Yeah.
But we actually went out and we saw a couple Rockies games while we were out there. It was like a year we all turned 40. Me and about there must be like a dozen of us. 11 or 12 guys out there.
Coors Field, huh?
It's cool, man. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool to be out there, because I'm like I needed like Tommy D time, so I go out like a day and a half early and left a day and a half late.
Yeah.
So hung out with these guys in the city. I knew who I was going. We basically terrorized each other. So it was like I'm gonna need. That's not really a vacation. I'm gonna need a break, But that's when I went out to Red Rocks by myself and just went to the show. And it was great. So all right, with the travel and stuff like that, these other teams that might have a longer runway and have been around longer.
Yeah.
They have, larger fan base, and like, what's your fan base look like?
It's interesting. Everyone's different, right? So the longest running independent team is the Florida Vibe.
Okay.
But they play in Bradenton.
And they play in Bradenton? Yeah.
But their fan base probably isn't as big because there's so much competition down there. So they do a little bit more of the touring model. Like they will go to places. They're great. They're really great to work with.
Yeah.
I love playing. And Ryan Moore's there, the head of that organization. He's just fantastic. He's really thinking big time about like how to grow the sport.
Well, I mean, where do you think like it cracks? As like if you got like a dozen teams, like, and then you.
I think it's got to be more than 10. I know there's another league out there too that has 4.
Okay.
We have about 5 that we're playing in our circuit. I really would love to collaborate and combine it and really accelerate the growth of the sport. Adding a team here and there is helpful.
Right, but it's not.
It could be a 30-year project.
Yeah,
let's get it.
Take forever.
Let's move this forward, and try to become like the WNBA or something.
I love that.
A little bit more.
Yeah. Well,
sound.
why not? Because there's enough. We talked about this the other day. Like, there's enough players that want to continue to play this game.
There's a lot of players that want to play.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good players that can't get on teams, and we know that's a problem.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking to say no to some elite players.
No, it sucks. Yeah. It sucks because, I remember like years ago. I mean, we talked. We're similar age. I remember when. The Saints used to play indoor lacrosse. The Saints used to play at the Coliseum.
Sure.
And that was like another kind of upstart kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
And I think there's plenty of room for these types of things, and it's certainly appetite for it. So can it be, I mean, I know it's a business, but can it be a business that's going to really rev for you? And I mean, you're a CPA. I mean, you know your P&Ls, your balance sheets and stuff like that, man. I mean, do you look at it like this is a fun thing? I love it. I'm passionate about it, and it'd be cool to turn a profit too.
I hope so. A lot of it has to do with the community around it.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, and like we try to help not-for-profits. We try to
I know that. I love that you do that.
Them. Yes came by last year.
Yeah.
We do get sponsorships as well. Like, there's so many out there that just give us free meals. Vincent's gives us free meals. Every,
is that right?
Before every game. Frank
Really?
Steaks
So
comes by. And
Vincent's from over in Carl Place.
and the food's good. It's not like
It's
like
phenomenal
great food.
And so my buddy
yeah.
Mike D'Onofrio, who owns Premier Payroll Company, shout out to Mike. He's been on the show here, and he works very closely with Vincent. So I'll get you connected with Mike too.
Yeah,
because they know a lot of restaurants.
But that's what it's like. It's like, you know, we have companies like Azure Limousines. They're taking us out to a wine tour, and I really want to integrate the players that are coming from all over the country
into Long Island. Sure.
Yeah, so, and Nassau Tourism's involved, and
I love that.
So really, it depends on. It's really the community team. It's like I'm kind of just getting different players in to cover costs.
I can't tell you how many people I'm telling about this. Because I'm fired up. I'm like, I think so I have 4 kids, 2 boys and 2 girls.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to get them out to a game.
That's
I think July 9th, is that right?
July 9th is I mean, we haven't announced it yet, but that's our mascot's birthday party.
Oh God.
We're trying to get some of these.
I think we just announced it.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you trying to get for that?
It's funny, our mascot just went out to a Liberty game and participated in that Ellie's party, but we're trying to get Mrs. Met. If we can get Mrs. Met, I know we're talking about a lot of these things.
Yeah. We might have to talk offline about who we got to connect with.
The support's been great. You know, like that kind of support is really helpful.
When's the first game though? I thought that was
June 26th is our first game.
June 26th. July 9th was June 26th.
Yeah.
So like I'll be at that game. I want to have my kids at the game because to me that's the story. It's like this is our thing. This is called Long Island Changemakers, right? This is our island. I want to put fannies in the seats, as we say.
It'll be unique, right? There are not a lot of pro teams, and the fact that we have one in Long Island.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
You're talking some of the best players in the country are going to be right here.
And and you know what? So my younger daughter plays. She plays on 2 different softball teams.
Great.
Right. She plays her middle school team. She plays town ball.
Yeah.
My older daughter used to pitch softball. She's not playing right now. She's 15. She's working. She's doing whatever she's doing. Right. Just on a different path. Both my boys are baseball players, right? Yeah. You know, my older guy plays travel ball, and it's like getting them to. This is like we're friends, right? So to support you and your business venture and your efforts here, I'm all about it, man. You know, like we had my buddy Daryl Haberman we were talking to.
Yeah.
I want to put community there. How many people can fit in the stands?
Yeah, it's about 650.
Okay.
So
dude,
it's funny. It's not a big stadium, but it's loud.
Yeah, is it?
I think it's the bleachers are loud.
Yeah.
And they're right on top of the field.
Yeah.
Our players like to sign autographs at the end of the game.
But that's it. That's the community stuff, man. Yeah.
It's very cool. It's a very different feel. Like it's like I go to a Mets game. Obviously, I love the Mets.
Yeah.
But I'm not like waiting for Pete Alonso to give me his autograph.
Yeah. Sometimes I get stuck waiting, and I know Pete's not coming out, but my son thinks that we should wait for these guys and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know. I remember doing that as a little kid, and that's kind of what I want to replicate, right? I want to replicate. What I loved as a kid, and so we try to make some of that stuff happen.
You remember Herman's Sporting Goods?
I do. Yeah.
So, dude,
that was the only sporting goods store back in the day.
Back in the day. It was the one by Roosevelt Field, right?
Yeah.
So one time we go see Wally Backman sign
I love that. He was one of my fantasy camp coaches.
So, was he?
He's a legend. Yeah.
So the funny thing about it is like. He was cranky that day, I'll just say.
Well, it's Wally being
it was
Wally.
that day. It was that day. It was that day he was cranky. But like we wait online around this whole freaking Herman's to get into the thing, and I remember get up there and he signed the autograph, and it was just like he was not happy about it. But I don't think it was personal. but there's I got a friend of mine who I want to connect you with. Who's in the memorabilia space, very hooked into some Mets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think he'd be a great guy to just have him come to some games because it'd be cool to get somebody from the Mets to come out too and have that level of support because people are going to show up for that in addition to what you're doing.
Yeah, no, and we're going to go. And the Mets have been great too. Like we've been talking to them. We had one of our players go out and do one of their clinics that they have for youth girls that play baseball. We're going to go out there for a game right before our season starts, actually, the night before. We'll be out there, and they're going to kind of put us on the Jumbotron.
Oh, they will. So that's cool stuff because
they're going to be cool about it.
But that's a great shot in the arm, and that's really, I think, like I said earlier, not to knock for years, they knocked past management, but like I think we really are in a good spot with
I'm excited about this new ownership too.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Leave us with something because we're running out of time real quick. It goes like that. It's crazy how fast it goes. But leave us with what's up. Like, what do you want people to know about the team?
Yeah, I think everyone should just check out a game.
Yeah.
Just check out one game. You'll see how passionate the players are about the sport. It'll feel. It's a very intimate sport in the sense of
with 650 too, you're like right in.
You're right there. It's kind of being right on top of the court, and every seat's like a courtside seat in this realm. But if you have a young daughter that likes to play softball, you just got to get her down to a game.
Yeah.
It's just a very big difference maker to see it live and not on TV.
You know, I think it's representation, right? It's
Yeah.
to see people who look like you who are doing that thing,
Yeah.
right? Like I think at a professional level, I'm just thinking, you know, where I'm at up on the North Shore here, a lot of folks in these different, there's a baseball league and then there's another league in the other part of town, which is baseball and softball.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell these people, come out
Yeah.
to a game, let's make this thing happen, and it'll be, you know, and maybe at your place they shout out, you know, Seacliff, Glen
Yeah.
Ed, whatever folks, and then they're jazzed because these kids get to hear their names and stuff. So
Yeah.
so it's good, man. Thanks for being here. I'm glad we had
Tommy,
that.
thanks for having me. This has been awesome.
You got it, brother.
Oh, hold on a sec. I do have something for you, Tommy.
What is this?
You keep it rolling here for a second.
Oh, well, hold on, everybody. It's gift time for Tommy D. Oh,
got you
baby.
a,
Oh, baby.
Got one of these suckers.
Oh, show everybody. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. Who knew? Look at this. Look at the front,
There you
everybody.
go.
You know
When
what?
you show up, you'll look run right in.
You know what? You don't have to bring gifts to come to Tommy D's show, but it is much appreciated. Oh, that's awesome, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate
you,
it,
man.
You're
Appreciate
very
it,
welcome.
yeah.
You're very welcome. Gang, this is called Long Island Changemakers. Check out the New Jersey. I'm going to be representing. Look at it. It says Tommy D on the back. Wow, wow. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Long Island Changemakers, every week on the program, I bring you somebody doing important work, changing our island, serving community, making the world a better place. And this has just been one of those, you know, another In Focus production. I'll see you guys later. Check out the jersey. Let's go, New York Rise. Dude, that's so cool. Thank you.